Hello, my friend. Hopefully you are doing great. So in this lesson, I want to share you about what's the implicit weight, explicit weight in Selenium. We have another weight strategies. We call it the fluent weight, but most of the time we don't often use it. And I see that it's a little complex for you at beginning time, so I don't want to introduce it in this lesson. So let's talk about the implicit weight and explicit weight. Okay. So before talking about any definition, I want you to observe with me something first. Okay, just observe first to see what happened, and then after that we can get the idea what is it and how it works. Okay, so if you go back to the login form class from the previous lesson, now after I click on the login button, I will do something like private dot five element by, and this time I will put something like prompting like prompt. Okay, and triple underscore. So here it will be definitely prompt on the base because this will be not existing on the base, right? So if I do something like this one, 5 element, and after that I want to do something like click here. So probably I will face an error, but try to run first and try to observe what's happened and how long it's happened first. Okay, run it now. Now let's go back to the IDE and look at here. So you see, after it input correctly all of the thing here and click, and then it try to find an element with the ID prompt triple underscores here, it will immediately, you see, element is not found. We can see something like no such element exception here. So that means this element is not found on the base, and the error is just thrown immediately. So now what I do, I will put something here. After I create an instance, I will put something like driver dot manage what I want to manage the timeout for what the implicit weight, and it will accept two parameters. The first parameters will be the time at the launch, and the second one will be the time units like second or millisecond. So for the long time here, I will put something like 10. That means I want to do something like time unit from Java util concurrent here dot second. So that means I want to put something like implicit wait 10 seconds. So now I will keep everything the same like before and try to run it again to see what does this mean, right? Try to quit it first. Now I run it again. This time it will input the username and then click and then go back here. Count with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Around, I counted a little slow, but it will be around 10 here. That means when you put something implicit wait here for the instance, the WebDriver instance, it will apply globally in your script, and it directs the WebDriver dashboard. When you find any element on the page, I want you as the WebDriver will have the wait maximum 10 seconds. That means it will keep finding with the interval time. As I remember, the interval time for each time is the interval time. For each time, it keep finding this element around 500 milliseconds, as I remember. So it will keep finding until it exceeds the number here. So that means after this certain time, it will throw out something like no such element found on the page, right? So if we don't put this one, it will throw out immediately. So implicit wait is something apply globally for the whole base for any element that you want to find. If I adjust something here to 3 here, and I run again, you will see. Now go back quickly. And you see, around after 3 seconds, it will throw down the error because after 3 seconds, it cannot find out this element on the base. So implicit weight is something applied globally for the whole base, for the whole elements on the base that you want to find. So anytime you call something 5 element, and for example, at the first time, it cannot find that element. After 500 milliseconds, it will find again until it exists this certain time, right? And then it will stop and throw out an error, or it will return a web element here if it's find out. So you got the idea now for implicit wait. Let's try to comment out this one. And now what I do, I will put something here. So I want to tell you about the explicit wait. So what is it? Before you want to use the explicit wait, you need to use the WebDriver wait here from Selenium and declare as a wait variable equal new WebDriver wait, and it will accept 2 parameters. It's not this one. New WebDriver wait. Yeah, okay. I think it should be accept 2. Yeah, it's accept 2 parameters. So the first one will be the driver and the second one will be the time. So the first parameter will be the driver instance, and the second parameter will be the time. And in this case, it will be the second. Okay, the time is second. And then after that, what I do, I will do something like wait dot. I will wait until the expected condition from Selenium here, expected condition. And then I will put something like visibility of element located and define locator inside like by dot id of dot id. And now what I do, I will put the prong id again here. Okay, prong id. Let me comment out this one. I will do something like WebDriver wait equal new WebDriver wait, and we put the driver instance with the time 30 seconds here, and I will wait until with the expected conditions. That is the visibility of the elements located by this ID. So that means I want to see that whether this element is located during 30 seconds or not. And just for this element only. It's not for the whole strategy for the page for all the elements. So that means if you try to find out something on the page, maybe another element after that, it will be fall down the default time for the whole WebDriver instance here. So we don't have any wait default here. So for example, let me do something like, okay, let's run this first, and then I will demonstrate for you what the dash mean is not globally, okay? So try to run it first. And then you can see it will wait till 30 seconds. So long. Here you come back, and then you can count yourself, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it still come. You see, if you see this this side, that means the application still running here, and that means it's still waiting till 30 seconds, right? Just wait a little more. And then finally, after 30 seconds, it will throw down the error. So you see, try for 30 seconds with 500 millisecond interval, but that element is still not displayed. So here, I will put something more for you to understand the explicit wait more easily. So if I hit login here, I will see something like this flash message, right? So let me put something like flash message ID here. So after it clicks, we will see that flash message. Even successfully or not, we will always see this element on the page, just different the text content inside. So now, after that, I will do the same thing like here. I will uncomment this one, and this one is wrong, right? And I want to see that whether it's wait 30 seconds or not, right? And then I run again. Then come back quickly here. You see, it failed immediately for what? For this one. For this one. It failed immediately because explicit wait just apply for a specific element on the page, not the whole page, like for implicit wait here. So you see, this is the difference between the implicit wait and the explicit wait here, and then you can apply yourself in your project. So what is the best one for you? It's up to you and it's up to your application. We cannot say that the explicit wait is better than implicit wait. For example, I have an application, and I think that for my application, the maximum wait time should be 30 seconds, and I don't wanna manage locally something like this one, so I can apply the implicit wait here. But I have a complex application, and I wanna find the element based on different strategies, so I can apply the explicit wait individually for each elements. So you can apply it, right? And as I mentioned at the beginning of the lesson, that we have another wait strategy, that's a fluent wait. But I don't want to introduce in this lesson. You can try to find yourself. Sorry for the noise. Just a moment. Just a moment. Sorry. So okay. So that means you can try to investigate yourself about fluent waits, but my suggestion that you don't need to be rushed about that one. You just need to keep in mind what is the implicit wait and explicit wait first, and try to understand completely first. Try to place around like me, I have just did for you, and then after you understand, you can apply in the future. Okay, so bye for now, and see you in the next tutorial, in the next lesson.